The temptation to blow, to hammer, and to become a mega superstar is real amongst our youth. This hunger makes them very vulnerable. They are therefore willing to sign unreasonable contracts, get into drugs and cultism, or to belong and succeed in their crafts. Unfortunately, the entertainment industry is glamorized with drugs, violence, and sex. Mohbad is dead, but there are still many Mohbads in our midst. Mohbad has become the poster child for artists, and I dare say people generally, who are oppressed, bullied, terrorized, threatened, humiliated, beaten sometimes, and killed, not only in the entertainment industry, but in other sectors. Hello, amazing family. Welcome to Amazing Grace with Bosse. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome on board. My name is Bosse Ojugbo. Please like and subscribe to my channel. This is a very sad one for me, to have a young man of 27 die in any circumstances whatsoever, whether you know him or not, is devastating. This is one of those deaths that you hear about and it affects you. Mohbad was a 27-year-old rising Afrobeat Nigerian musician who died mysteriously sometime September 2023. He left behind a wife and a son. I didn't know him, never heard of him, and even didn't know that he was the artist who sang some popular songs. His mysterious death and the fact that in less than 24 hours he was buried has been trending on social media and on television, and people are wondering, who killed him? How did he die? Is there a cover-up? What was the hurry to bury him? Why was an autopsy not done, considering the fact that he died under very questionable circumstances? His death has triggered protests within and outside Nigeria. People are angry and asking questions. According to reports, Mohbad was hitherto signed to a record label owned by another musician called Naira Marley. And I hear that Naira Marley has a huge fan base and they call themselves Malians, whatever that means, I don't know. The gist is that Mohbad fell out with Naira Marley's record label and decided to go on his own, and all hell broke loose. And since then, and until his death, Mohbad has not known peace. He was beaten up on a few occasions and feared for his life. He went on social media and to the police to report threats to life. Mohbad said on social media that if he dies, the world should know that Malian music CEO Naira Marley, his former music label, is responsible for his death. The story out there is that some music producers and executives have formed cults and have cabals, and they are holding young artists who are desperate to break into the music industry by the jugular. We hear that these music executives exploit aspiring artists, make them sign unreasonable contracts, refuse to pay them royalties, and when they complain and say they've had enough, they are declared persona non grata and sometimes ostracized. And the worst part is that these music executives recruit their cronies and friends to turn against this young artist. That is what happened to Mohbad. There are speculations about those responsible for his death. An autopsy has been done. We await the result. Meanwhile, there are reports in the media that the nurse who administered the injection when they took him to the hospital has been arrested. Talking about nurses, the health sector needs a total clean up, an overhaul. Too many mushroom hospitals and auxiliary nurses who are killing innocent Nigerians. Well, other suspects have also been arrested. Investigation is ongoing, and we hope that the truth will come out and those who played a part in his death will be brought to book. We also hope that Mohbad's death will bring about change in the entertainment industry and other sectors, as well as change in our attitude to people's plights. Now, these are my thoughts. There are many Mohbads in our midst who are suffering in the hands of music executives, top guns, and big-time musicians. I recently became aware, and it's trending on social media, of a football promoter who engaged the services of a famous musician to use his brand and his name to promote his football academy for young Nigerians. He has been paid several millions of naira, and there's proof. But the musician failed to meet his side of the agreement and have refused to refund the money to the young man. This guy is a Mohbad in our midst. Somebody with influence is taking advantage of him. He's shouting now in social media, but who is listening? We also hear of big guns and some music executives who lure and recruit young aspiring artists and sportsmen too to join cults and peddle drugs to advance their career. Only recently, the famous comedian OK Bakassi, came out to say how some cabals tried to recruit him to peddle drugs at the beginning of his career. We need an organized and well-regulated entertainment industry to stop the exploitation of young aspiring artists. The attitude of "my enemy is your enemy" is common in our society. This must stop. People use their influence and power to control and recruit other people to turn against their perceived enemies. We must join hands to stop these wicked people from exploiting innocent Nigerians and getting away with murder. When people are exploited and we have this, lackadaisical attitude, the oppressors get away with it. And that means we are all guilty. We are all guilty when we see vices, injustice, wickedness, and oppression at the highest level, and we keep quiet and say, "It's not my business, it's not my concern," until something horrible happens and we start to cry foul. I have an episode on this. I'll put a link above for you to watch. People need to be held accountable. Mohbad's death, to me, has brought to light not only the deep ruts in the music industry, but the deep rot that has happened, is happening, and will continue to happen in our society until we take adequate measures to stop the menace. Government and those who are in the entertainment industry need to work together to sanitize, regulate, and put structures in place to at least minimize the exploitation of people generally. And to parents, some of your children will aspire to become musicians, professional footballers, comedians, and so on. Please be vigilant and make sure to guide them. And that's our show for today. Do with it as you wish. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.